And welcome back to another episode of the Pacific Calls podcast. We are 3 days away from the 4th of July. Jurg is currently lighting a firework to celebrate. Wilson and I have 4th of July swim trunks on. It's a
damn fan on behind me makes this hard.
We're getting rowdy in the shop. We're barbecuing. We got hot dogs going on the grill today. Patriotic things are happening. So we got our shitty headphones are still happening.
They're still shitty.
Yeah, you just kind of move them around a little bit.
You unplug me again, bro.
So yeah, you just touch whichever one's yours. Yours 4, so you're here.
Oh, it was working.
All right.
There you go.
Rylan pointed that out yesterday. He goes, "Your guys' headphones ever cut out?" He was kind of showing me there's a lot of give in the cord.
Yeah.
It's like, that's kind of an issue.
These aren't quality headphones. These are $10 headphones that a transgender lady sold me at Best Buy. So
They're comfortable, though.
Do they get the job done?
No, they're not.
Half the time. We got a new guest on today.
Yep.
I'm sure y'all have seen him around. Go ahead and
Me?
introduce yourself.
Yeah, you.
We got a camera going, too.
My name's Wilson. I'm a guest.
Yeah. So
Well, I mean, when this whole thing started, you
off.
said you were never coming on. So.
Well, that's not true.
Obviously.
well, now you're on. So yeah, so we got 4th of July rolling. What's everybody's big 4th of July weekend plans? Matt, you want to start us off?
Yeah, heading up to Spirit Lake tonight. I think Jurg knows all about Spirit Lake. Gonna head up there and get a little rowdy, not too rowdy. You know, go around on the boat with some buddies and camp it up. Come back, and we're gonna go up to Colville National Forest. I think Sunday night to hit a one-night camp trip, and we'll chill out Monday, recover.
Heck yeah. Chill out on Monday? You're gonna chill on the 4th of July?
Probably, you know,
Oh.
probably. I don't want to be sleeping on the mezzanine on Tuesday around
true.
this place. So,
Yeah, we got to be at work on Tuesday.
yeah.
Jurg, what you got planned? You were talking about some meats earlier.
Oh, plenty of barbecuing. There's no doubt about that. I think I have 2 pulled porks, 2 racks of ribs, and a very large brisket that I'm excited to do. But I will be pretty much finishing up the small remodel that turned into a gigantic-ass project. So I'm very excited to have my entire top level of my house back, hopefully.
Is that all green egg cooking?
That is all Big Green Egg cooking, yes.
Yeah. Jurg is addicted to if Big Green Egg wants to reach out and sponsor Jurgis, he'll happily
all about
accept it.
Yeah.
It's the only thing I post on Instagram anymore is
Yeah.
just egg photos.
Just Big Green Egg.
Here's my barbecue.
And broken machines.
And broken machines. That's it. Just broken machines and barbecue pics. That's all.
Thanks, Spencer.
Yeah. Yeah, we had Spencer on last week. He's the guy that breaks all the machines. So
Spencer was on the podcast?
Yeah, last
Yes.
week.
Sweet.
Do you not stay up to date with the
Yeah.
Calls YouTube
It's
page?
not live.
Yeah, it is. It went up on Monday. PCP.
Well, folks, if you haven't
Episode
caught us
3.
anywhere, if you're watching this
Got me.
podcast, I'm sure you made your way there. But,
I know it's
get
there
on
'cause I
over to
uploaded it.
YouTube.
I was.
Wilson, what are you doing this weekend?
Oh, I scrolled right past it. I'm gonna.
Oh. Your wife's here.
My wife's here. Hi, Lauren.
And the kids.
And just one.
Oh, just one.
Hi, Willow. Yes.
Weekend plans,
My
Wilson?
weekend plans. I have to ask my wife. I'm not quite sure. I know my brother's coming into town, and so we're gonna hang out. I think we're gonna
exciting.
go to the fireworks show in Coeur d'Alene. They claim it's the biggest in the Northwest.
That's a bold claim.
I know it
Yeah,
is.
I will say their New Year's always seems to get rowdy.
The
so I'm
theme
sure
of their show
4th
this
is-
year is reclaiming the spirit of America. So
That's quite a theme.
yeah,
I don't know how you theme fireworks. It's just
no,
explosives.
and the parade.
Oh.
Idaho's getting it done.
Yeah, we always go to the parade. The parade's pretty rowdy in the sense of, like, people are just crying. Like, when the flags go by, people are just, they're really into it.
So they're making America glad again.
So I fit right in. You're crying,
Well,
we're all
both
crying.
of you have these, like, 4th of July short things.
And
like,
hats.
I don't-
Look
yeah,
at the
and
hats, too.
too.
Lauren, bring the shorts in.
Oh, I got me a pair of shorts ripping right up the alley right now.
But,
Wilson's gonna hook me up for the weekend.
Yeah. So
Really?
4th of
Flag
July.
shorts? Flag shorts.
I don't know.
He didn't own any flag shorts, and he hasn't seen Dude Where's My Car. So I question if he's from America.
I haven't seen
I'm from the
Where's My
sticks,
Car?
not America.
You haven't either?
No, I don't know what that is.
See, I always thought it was a joke, like when people get high.
Realize
Dude, where's
you're
my car?
older. It's
No,
okay.
it's a movie.
Yeah.
It's not like a great
They might
wholesome
not even
movie
have
at
been
all.
born yet when that movie came out.
Where's Rylan? Where's our research guy?
Rylan has to go get Trevor's truck.
Yeah.
Oh,
Big
okay.
news.
Oh, look at those.
Trevor-
Big news, exactly. Big news.
Can we talk about this?
Why
I
not?
mean,
Probably-
he's not here, so sure.
Yeah.
He's already
Trevor.
talking about it.
Yeah, Trevor's in the hospital. Hoping
We'll phrase that differently.
He's with his significant other in the hospital.
they're in the hospital waiting to have the babe. So they're in there. The babe is getting ready to come out. Hopefully, fingers crossed.
Hopefully everything goes well.
Yeah, Haley is very ready for the child to be out.
yes.
So went to a barbecue at their house the other night to try to help Haley give birth, and then help. Didn't
That's
work
what we were
out.
doing at the
You-
barbecue.
No, we all
Personally.
did.
Oh, okay.
Just the stress of a barbecue, man.
I knew
Hopefully
there was
It'll make it pop. Yeah.
Well, I was cooking. I made her a little mad, I think. She was like, no, it's fine. But I was cooking on their stove, making the halibut, and I turned around, and it overboiled.
Well, yeah, because that's what happens when you boil Sprite and halibut.
And
Yeah, I
the
didn't-
sugar on the stove.
Big Green Egg does not
Caramelized.
endorse that recipe.
Yes.
Hold
Just
on.
tell
So
him
I loved it.
Am
It
I
was
the only
awesome.
one that missed out on this barbecue?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, when he invited me, he
Literally
didn't tell me it
everyone.
was an event. I was
It was
like,
an event.
I was like,
You didn't get the
oh.
invitation?
No,
There
I
was
did.
cornhole.
We had to RSVP and
I was
everything.
down printing shirts, and he goes,
Yeah,
"Hey, if you
that's-
want to stop
that's why.
by after work,
Yeah.
you can come into a barbecue." And I was like, "Oh, him and Haley are barbecuing. That's a very nice offer."
Yeah, just you
Come to
by
find,
yourself.
yeah, I was like,
Come on over.
I guess we get some free food.
Nah.
We were there till like midnight or something.
Oh, no, I left way earlier
just
than that. Yeah.
Yeah, Trevor got a new barbecue, so he had to break it in right.
He thought he was buying an electric grill.
He thought he was buying a pellet grill.
Yeah, no.
And he
And
bought
it
a
was
charcoal grill.
Charcoal grill.
Well,
It's a good grill. It's fancy.
That was amazing.
Yeah, I mean,
very,
it was
very well done.
The brats were great. I had brats. I didn't eat one of the 12-inch long hot dogs.
Yeah, it was a
12
little
inches, huh?
intimidating.
Yeah,
Easily.
wow.
it was like
Impressive.
It was huge.
Yeah.
I've never seen that in my life.
Mariner hot dog.
Was that what those were?
I'm pretty sure.
Oh,
Mariner.
Mariner dogs from Costco. Yep. Costco.
yeah.
Shout out Costco.
Yeah,
It was good. They brats, hot dogs. Wilson brought the halibut.
yeah. I didn't
Oh,
know. I don't know how
there's
I
the shorts.
felt
Look at
about the
those.
whole.
Oh, I got a
halibut.
pair too.
Put them on, boys.
Like right now.
No, well, I just brought 2 pairs for Matt to choose from.
Oh, okay. Thank you, though.
So, I mean, you
Here you
can't
go, Matt.
have them. And I want them back.
Keeping
Yeah, so you
them.
don't want to give those to me.
Okay.
Can we make a deal? Like
Sure.
the Arc'teryx jacket.
Oh, gosh.
Oh.
I might be getting that back soon.
It's right behind you.
I traded Matt Arc'teryx rain jacket I had. I wore it a couple times for something, and I haven't gotten my something in return.
It's like prison around here. We do weird stuff, and like, how many cigarettes you got? Like, none. But
None of us smoke cigarettes, but if we
No.
did, they would trade
they would
all
be
the
bartering.
time.
If Stefan was here, then it'd be.
That is true. If Stefan was here, you'd have to barter.
Stefan is
cigarettes.
0-2 on the invites to the podcast.
he had to bail
We've
out
invited
again.
him twice, and he's bailed both times.
We should get some Marlboro, though, however you say it, for the smoking them shirts. When we were,
Marlboros.
I don't know how to say it, man.
Marlboro.
Give me some Marlboro Blues.
I have some marbles.
Well, now
some
that I can't
cowboy
talk,
killers?
it's a good time for our first sponsor of the podcast here. Pacific Custom Calls. Get on over. Put that in the camera right there.
Yeah, it's the last 4th
Got
of
it.
July PCD we have, so get on the website
Last
and buy it.
one.
It might even be sold by now.
They went really hot. It might be sold, but in other words, we have some nice hedge calls, nice hedge aces, and Coca-Cola aces coming out the tube right now. So
Coming out
So-
the tube.
Coming out the tube.
So
Just
get
like
Rolling
ready
off
for
the
that.
easy bake oven.
that's going to be
That
going
light
up
bulb's
on the
just
website, I
baking
do
'em.
believe.
Easy bake ovens
Yeah.
are miserable.
Yep,
Yeah,
up
yep.
on the website,
Yep.
and
Who the hell
probably
expects a kid to be patient enough to watch a light bulb
For
bake a cake?
45 minutes. And they're like this big. So we
That's
got
amazing.
we got a easy bake oven from my mother-in-law.
clearly you don't care about our sponsor.
Okay. Yes.
It's us. So
Sorry.
it's okay.
And now we have to cook things on this easy bake oven, and you're like, oh, cool. And they sit there, and after like 3 minutes, they're gone. And now you're in charge, and you got to sit and wait for this thing, make sure it doesn't melt or catch on fire.
So they actually do bake stuff?
Yes.
I've never
With a light
understood
bulb.
that.
It's literally a
I
light
didn't-
bulb.
I always thought it was like fake food in there. I didn't.
No.
I didn't think they
it's the real
actually.
deal.
Yeah, it's a real deal.
Wow.
An easy bake oven.
Ow.
Have you heard of those, Zach?
We had those in the Midwest.
Okay.
Might as well get the shirt dryer.
It's called the Sun.
They just used meth. They just made meth with them though instead of.
That is
Yeah.
more lucrative.
Yeah, I'm
Bake
not
sales
selling
off
anything
the
from the
hitch.
Easy Bake Oven.
No.
All right. So since it is the 4th of July, Matt was gonna be like, I'll ask you what your worst experience like with a client was. Is like, and I was like, well, since it's 4th of July, why don't we just go around the table and share our worst 4th of July experiences? Like, what's like one memory that comes to mind?
I am still curious though. The worst experience with a client. We do have to hear that at some point. I'm sure it's a good one.
It's a quick one. So this past year, Steven and I worked for Long Neck Outfitters. Steven and I were taking some guys teal hunting in September. We were hunting on this playa. So in like West Texas, you don't have like sloughs or anything like that. It's like playa, which is like you have about an inch of water over about 2 inches of mud, and like that's all you have to work with because there's like no water out there because you're in the desert. So it's just loaded up with teal. So we laid on the bank of this playa ditch, and we had 3 guys in from Florida, and they were like, they come, you know, you get your clients that you know are shooters, and you get your clients that you know that aren't shooters, and these guys, they came wearing like upland vests and like upland pants that had safety goggles on and like hunter's orange and stuff. I'm like, okay, you guys don't need to wear any of that. We're duck hunting. You don't need that. So we're laying there. The guy next to me. So it's me and then the 3 clients and then my boss is behind us. And then so we were laying there and the guy next to us was talking about gun safety all morning, making sure these guys are like, he's like, all right, safety's on, safety's off, guys. Like, you know, make sure you have your safeties on. So we're laying there, shoot a couple volleys, and we're laying there, looking around, waiting. Guy like grabs his gun to adjust it, and boom, and like an inch from my big toe, he shot his gun, like mud exploded everywhere. I just like went like white for a second and like freaked out and couldn't talk or anything because he like almost shot my foot off. And it was the guy that was like preaching gun safety all morning. So he just went to adjust his gun and got a handful of trigger and almost shot my foot off. So that's probably my worst experience.
Karma.
That's why I don't go with guides.
I was gonna say I've heard enough bad guiding stories.
I'd rather
between
shoot a
you
friend
and
than a
Trevor
guy.
now.
Exactly. That's just way less liability.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember going out my first time. Trevor's like, "You get 1 shell. That's all you get."
Yeah, we kind of put the training wheels on you for the first volley, and then
Which,
after it
I
was
mean,
like, all right.
And then you go
I
snow
feel
goose
like it
hunting.
was
All right,
good,
you get
though.
14 rounds, point to the thickest part of the wad and shoot.
I mean, it made it good. And I mean, I know guns, but I couldn't imagine getting a guy that shot once in his life come out. And you're like, all right.
And you get so many of those guys
There
that
you
have
go.
never killed or shot anything or have no experience waterfowl hunting. So it's just like
Yeah.
you're babysitting the entire time. So it's I mean, it's cool to see people shoot their first birds, but at the same time, you get the people that are going for the first time on like a corporate trip or something, so they don't like care.
They don't care. Yeah.
So it's like then you got to deal with those guys. They rather go to the titter and go to the bar at night than hunt the next morning. So
That's
yeah.
Okay, so now that we're done with the guide
Yeah,
side of it,
yeah.
4th of July, Zach. What's the worst thing that's happened in those very snug swim trunks?
All right, so back in the day, back in Indiana, fireworks are a big thing. As a kid, you know, you go to the fireworks stand with your parents, you know, get whatever you want. So me and a couple buddies went, and we for whatever reason, we'd like to get like the most explosive ones you could get, and then strap toys to them and like explode them. So
Just
that's
like that kid from Toy
Toy
Story.
Story,
Yeah. Sid.
So my dad was a firefighter, so he had like all these fireman stuff. So we had like these thick fireman gloves we would use, and like we were playing it. And we had like I think it's like the M80s, like the really big firecrackers or whatever, like that you shouldn't be holding in like, you know, for a long extended period of time. But my buddy's like, oh, I'm wearing a fireman's glove. It probably won't hurt. He's sitting there, and then he lights it, and then this one had a quick fuse. So he like lit it, and I think if he would have had a regular one, he would have thrown it, but it had a quick fuse on it, and we didn't realize it. So it lit, and like as soon as he lit it, it pretty much just exploded in his hand. And then, yeah, that was pretty traumatizing. We had to like, you know, go to the paramedics, and
Man.
not a
So now
not a
does he,
good
like,
deal.
count differently or
No,
something?
I mean his hand was fine. It was just like severely burnt.
Oh, okay.
He's like that guy with an extra toe, just reverse.
Yeah,
Good Lord.
it's not like his hand like blew up. It just like got really burnt, and then like he couldn't like
Yeah, no.
move his hand for a little bit. He's fine now, I think. I haven't talked to him in a while, but
I have to call him back.
If
Be
you're
like, hey,
listening,
remember that?
hope you're
4th of
doing
July?
good.
yeah.
Now it's the 3rd of July for him.
Nice.
Can't get to 4th.
Got him.
Wilson, what do you got for us?
I got a pretty good one.
Uh-oh.
I don't
Oh.
have a good one, so I'm just waiting.
I was arrested, blown up, and peed on all on the same day on 4th of July in a different country. My aunt and uncle used to live in Nicaragua, and so I spent a summer down there with them, and my uncle was like, we're going to buy some big fireworks or whatever. So we're driving all around Managua trying to find fireworks, and everyone would told us to go to this guy's house, but we couldn't find his house. So you go in this little neighborhood, and we're driving around. My uncle's Chilean, and he is like maybe mid-40s, and he's driving around with this super white 14-year-old kid. And so we got pulled over in this 4Runner that was super dirty, and the cops thought like he was a drug trafficker, and I was like this little white mule kid. And so we got out, we got arrested, and like detained on the side of the road, and my aunt had to come and like pay the police officers just to let us go.
Whoa.
And so I'm 14, and I'm like, I'm gonna die here. And my uncle's like speaking Spanish and stuff, and I could recognize some words like death, and
just haven't done anything wrong.
Muerto. I'm like, no, I am gonna die. And so we finally we get in this little village, and we go behind, and this little, I don't know, 80-year-old little tiny Nicaraguan lady comes out with this bundle of rockets that have like a 4-foot piece of balsa wood on it, and then like the ones you see in cartoons, that cartoon
Wile E.
kids,
Coyote straps to his back.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And so we buy just a whole brick of these, and they're long enough so you can just hold them and light them off. That's what everyone was saying. So I was like, sure. So I hold this thing and close my eyes, and it just goes boom. My hair gets burned. I got like a burn on my eyebrow. It's still there. You can, on one of them, there's like this big burn mark.
That's wicked.
And so I'm like resting over in the corner holding my cousin. I look down, he's just peeing on me, this little baby kid. I was like, I hate this day.
Couldn't get any worse.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you did get let go, so I guess it got a little better there.
It got worse.
I've seen a jail in Nicaragua. You don't want to be there. It's just a giant cage that hold people in.
Yeah.
It's literally like one huge cage. That's it.
Good luck.
Cage match.
Spray hoses at you for
Yeah.
water.
And at 14, I was a scrawny little kid. It would have been bad.
Nice. Well done.
I was happy to come back to America.
Would have been the end of your days.
All right, Jurgis, what do you got?
Honestly, nothing too crazy. I've always had decent 4th of Julys, but along the same lines as Zach, playing with fireworks, doing things that are dumb, being young. We were in charge of our fireworks show at Spirit Lake, right? They don't have like a community show or anything, and so there was always this big concrete pad down in front of our lake place, and you'd go spend all the money that you made from mowing lawns all year long on 4th of July. And so we went down there, and we had all the mortars and all the shit, and I had the brilliant idea of like, let's make this like a real show, and if I attach all of the mortars to this piece of plywood and then put it on some bricks, light all the fuses together, it won't be a problem. After the first one went off, the board tipped over, and I literally launched about 48 mortars out into everybody's boats that were in the resort dock. And so then it gets worse, don't worry, but somebody freaked out and was like, you're shooting them at the boats. I'm just like,
What am I supposed to do?
What do I do? They're already going off. I can't do it.
I can't go
So
grab them.
this kid, I think his name was Brad or something like that. He was way older than me. I mean, I think I was like maybe 13 or 14, and he was like 18 or 19, He walks over and he tries to kick it to get it right, points him back at the crowd where everybody's there. And so now the mortars are going off, and like one hits a dude in the shoulder, and it's like literally like a scene out of Saving Private Ryan at this point. Everybody's just ducking and covering and screaming, just sitting there like,
It wasn't me.
so anyway,
Wasn't me.
Good show. No, and I mean that was by far the worst one. Luckily, nobody severely hurt, no big damage. And then the next year we caught a boat on fire, doing the same thing. Happened to be my small fishing boat, so it was okay. But the mortar went up, it didn't go boom, it landed in the boat, and then went boom. It was like, that's not supposed to happen.
I was gonna say, at least it wasn't a dry summer, but fire came the next year.
Yeah, something like that.
Got your dose of it.
You got my dose of it, exactly right. But no, other than that, no missing appendages, no being thrown into Nicaraguan jails. Like, dear God.
I don't know. I feel like that's a pretty good 4th of July going bad story.
Yeah. Sounds
nothing,
like it kind of worked
Nothing
out.
too bad. Just caught some boats on fire.
Shot some boats on fire, shot some people with
No
fireworks.
biggie. Yeah, no.
I had a big ass purple bruise. It was gnarly. It was
Definitely
I'm
tops
so glad
my
that didn't hit
story.
you in the head. I was like, dear Lord.
Yeah, no, that definitely tops my story. I really don't have anything. I mean, all the times that would have gone wrong, like last couple of years, fire ban, lighting fireworks off in the middle of logging roads, something should have went wrong. But the worst story I have is every year when I was little, probably up until like 13 or so, we've never had like a lake place or anywhere to go, my whole family. So we've always gone to the Indians games on the 4th. And me and my brothers always thought it was so cool to shave our heads and then paint stripes on the side, or stars on the sides, and then stripe right down the middle. So that's pretty cringy. Every time I see those photos, I never want to go back to it.
So
I mean,
what are we doing today?
Where are these photos?
they're hidden on
I'm
mom's
going
phone
to go
somewhere.
buy a clipper set.
Yes.
I ain't doing it,
I'm
boys.
calling your mom and getting these pictures.
Gonna have to.
No.
That's awesome.
Other than that, yeah, just nothing too crazy.
Last time I went to an Indians game, the first time I went to an Indians game actually, but the last time also, this foul ball came and smacked a little kid right in the noggin, like landed right on his head. The parents just like sat and like watched it smoke their 2-year-old. It was like, geez.
CTE.
I think
From a baseball game.
I think the kid was fine. He just cried a little bit and was like, oh, it's whatever.
Yeah,
Fine with it.
No, that almost happens at all those Indians games. They have people that run around with like little fanny packs, and they have like signs of like, "This guy's dead." Like, oh God!
Put up the X. Put up
Put up the X. Put up the
Take,
X.
take your time. He's dead.
Yeah, take your time.
Don't
It's
rush
gonna be
it,
a
don't
hot
rush it,
second.
you're
Bury him
fine.
in center field.
Settle it down.
Sorry for anyone who's had a family member die at a baseball game.
It's plausible.
Yeah.
Well,
Hopefully not.
I mean, in other news, weather's looking up. Looking like it's going to be a good summer.
Yeah, I think it's actually supposed to rain.
It's supposed to rain on the 4th of July.
Hey,
yeah.
man.
Thanks a
I haven't
lot.
looked
You
at
got to
it.
just look at the next day ahead. Take it one day at a time.
Yeah, we got to work that next day, so.
Yeah,
And
it'll get you guys here closer to on time.
Yep.
I don't think we don't really have an on time. It's just kind of when you get here.
Oh, yeah. 50% chance of rain on Monday.
That's gonna suck.
And 69 degrees is the high. Nice.
Your name's gonna have a hard time keeping up.
Yeah.
Better get her hot. Got to get her hot.
You can go over and use Trevor's grill. He might not be home.
That's true. That's true. Trevor, I'm sorry. I might steal it.
The Traeger at my house is awful. It doesn't even like stay hot for like, you can't even get it up to any temperature. It'll get close and then just start going right back down.
How is the meat on the Traeger currently?
Solid. Still there?
Okay.
Been 22 minutes. No one checked it.
We normally cap it off at 30, so
Yeah,
We're about
that,
there.
That one time
Yeah.
with Trevor, it went a little.
Well, no, hold on. Other news shop. So, fun stuff because Wilson's going to want to talk about it. You went to Alaska. How many bears did you see?
I saw 0 bears.
That was the first thing I
Never mind.
asked, and I was
I
so
know.
I
disappointed.
don't want to hear about it anymore.
But I didn't really spend any time looking for bears
You were fishing.
because I was fishing.
That's
so,
but aren't there bears where the fish are?
no. Unless bears can swim way out in the ocean.
I just think it's funny that you went up
For-
to Alaska to fish for bass.
We have those here.
Yeah.
He really wants to hit you? That was not a...
No, that was.
Let
a
me
fist bump.
explain.
You don't even like fish, right?
No, I do not.
That's right. I got a fair amount of fish from Wilson, so thank you.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Where's
Lauren
my
said
fish?
It was awesome.
I gave my neighbor some fish, and then Lauren said no more giving fish away.
Yeah, she wants to keep all of it.
But I was so
Which
excited to share
neighbor?
it. The neighbor whose son
The
hit my
interest.
truck.
Oh, that's the next story we have to talk about. Yes.
Yeah, I
Nice.
just moved into a new house, and we went camping the first weekend we were there, or a couple weekends after we moved in. And I get home, unpacking the truck, and I was inside for like an hour, and I came out, and there's this giant scratches on the whole side of my truck. So I thought somebody hit my truck and called the cops, and we decided it was a bicycle. The police officer was pretty bored, so he just started walking around the neighborhood. Meanwhile, my
Trying to find a
neighbors,
kid.
my neighbor lady's out there with no teeth smoking a cigarette. She's like, I think it was this kid in this house because I hate that kid. And I was like, I don't know, sir. And the officer came back with this kid and the dad, and he was crying, and he hit my truck 3 times. There's like this little...
Shouldn't you stop after the first?
Yeah, exactly. There's like this little grass jump area, and he like jumped off it and couldn't stop and hit my truck, and then proceeded to do it again and again. And the dad was like, "Oh, don't worry, I'll pay for it. It'll be a couple $100." And it's what is it? It was $1,900.
Yeah, you're a little over almost 2 G's by the time you get
Yeah.
done with it all. Like, okay, never mind.
Yeah,
Just buff it out.
yeah. He was like, "Well, let's buff out." I was like, "No."
See the metal
Yeah.
through it, and like half-inch
Yeah.
wide
It's a bigger
scratches.
issue than
He's
that.
like, I'll buy you a rattle can if you need a rattle can.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we can get pretty close on color.
Speaking of
match.
rattle cans, my dad went to go try and paint a bush. We're getting our deck redone right now, right? So
Paint a bush?
half of our arborvitae bush, right, it was like dead on the side.
What
of
kind
the
of bush?
deck. Arborvitae, however you say it.
Okay.
One of the like a shrub, big old shrub.
Big old shrub.
The burning bush.
Yeah, and on the side of the deck where the fire was, fire pit's like in this corner. The deck's here, right? So we took the deck down to get the new one in, and it's all dead on that side. He was like, "Oh well, that looks like trash because you can see into the bush." He's like, "I'll just paint it in, make it match the bush." This guy buys like neon green paint, and it
Like fluorescent green.
yeah, it looks like that like weed killer that shouldn't be weed killer, you know, that they used to use at like all the public schools and stuff. Probably just garbage, cheap.
What?
Did you guys ever go to public school?
Yeah.
You'd always
Weed
see it in the
killer?
cracks. Yeah, it's always like lime green.
That's what we would do at recess. We would go pull weeds. So they didn't
Okay.
use weed
I
killer.
guess I live in the sticks. I don't know.
Let's go to like a concentration camp. Like,
Have fun at recess. Pull some weeds.
pull some weeds. Gosh, we're gonna go.
I got off topic quick.
In California, they spray paint lawns.
Yeah.
And I have spray painted a brown section of my lawn because my neighbor was trying to one-up me, and my grass was definitely nicer, except for I had one little brown spot until I painted it. He was like, "How'd it get so green so fast?" I was like,
Don't worry about it, Bob."
Don't worry about it. John was his name.
Close.
Pretty close. He would stand outside and look at my lawn and be like,
Wouldn't happen to be the wood fella, would it? Same job?
"No,
Different John.
different John."
Different job.
Not a Pennsylvania John. These things suck.
No, this
Zach.
was in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah, these headphones are awful. If anyone would like to sponsor us and get us new headphones, we'll greatly appreciate it.
as
No,
long
we
as
just
it's
need a
not
few more
Sony.
listeners, and then maybe we can afford to buy them ourselves.
Or
We have
you
40
can head on
Or
over to the
you can buy one
website
of these
and you can
calls.
buy a Pacific Call.
Stop
custom
touching
call.
my headphone jack.
Well, you touch yours and it touches mine.
If we sell 4 calls, we can buy new headphones. If we sell 4 PCGs, we can take all the money and buy new headphones. So if you want to support
true.
if you want to support PCP, then buy 4 PCGs.
Time for another sponsor break.
yeah.
Oh, the green
I
cases.
think we're gonna let Zach handle the sponsor today.
This is the Duck Ruckus case from Negrini Gun Cases. They're handmade gun cases fresh out of Italy. They got Italian leather on the outside, and this one particularly does not have felt on the inside, but some of them have like real nice felt insides. This one's got this Max 5 pattern on the inside, so they're really awesome gun cases. They're really good for traveling. They got TSA locks on the side. They're an awesome company based out of Arkansas. So, yeah, go check out Negrini Gun Cases.
You got to remember your combination, though.
Yeah.
that is
We
kinda
got to
key.
the airport, and you have to open your case.
No, we had the case right. It was just a lock that was stuck. We had the right combo.
You're not supposed to
Yeah.
say locks get stuck on a
Yeah.
sponsorship.
Yeah.
It works.
The lock didn't get stuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're nice, man. Check them out.
You can tell. I mean, Zach is not taking it easy on this guy, and
No.
I mean, there's just a little bit of dirt.
No.
Hasn't even.
We're
scuffed
going to
up
really
anything.
abuse them this waterfowl season. I'm going to put my cases that they sent me to the test. I'm going to really rough them up.
We're going to run them over.
We're gonna get you in some of that water.
Throw them
you
off a
don't
cliff.
like.
Nah, they're not waterproof. That's the only thing. They're not waterproof. So they're working on waterproof
Darn it.
cases, but yeah. The less water hunts I have to go on this year, the better.
Okay, you're
Dry
sounding
fields.
like Trevor now.
Hey, Trevor and I are on the same page with that.
Right. Yeah.
And I like water. So it's a good
there's a
balance.
level of hunter that they're at that's just like, oh, never
And
mind.
nothing like walking
Don't have to
through
touch
waist
water
deep
to hunt
water when
waterfowl.
Going on your first duck hunt.
I like dry field
3 in the
water.
morning.
That was
Perfect.
a brutal
It was
walk.
fun though.
Yeah.
It was cool. Like.
And your waders were like 19 million sizes too
Yeah,
big.
and I had never used waders before. I step into the water. I can't even see where I'm going. It just keeps getting deeper, and they're like, they're suctioning into me. I'm like, whoa, this is crazy, man. It was an experience for sure.
We did one trip, and someone was like, "All right, go get more." And Matt goes, "There's more."
Yeah. Hold on.
Yeah, that was a fun trip.
We got boats, but we're walking through water. What's going on?
Yeah, man.
Don't understand it.
It's just, I don't know. I just don't like being damp. I just like pulling, you pull the trailer right up to where you're going to hunt, pull
Yeah.
the stuff out.
Pretty nice.
Do you not wear waders? And so you're like you're wet.
No, I wear waders, but you still, like,
You still-
water splashes on you, and then all your stuff's wet from hunting near water. Your blind bag's wet, your gun's damp.
My thing is the mud is unreal.
Yeah,
Like,
mud's
you
not
get
fun
home
either.
and It was the first trip of the season. That mud was chasing me all season.
You ain't seen mud. You ain't seen mud.
Come here, Matt. Come here. I got some mud.
You haven't seen mud till you hunt in Arkansas. That's mud.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's like most brutal mud in the entire
Nice
world.
and thick.
Well, actually, no. Kansas mud's pretty awful. Kansas like water, like you get after a rain, it just like sticks to everything and it does not come off.
Nasty.
Yeah, it's like that black.
And it's almost
foil.
worse than driving on ice. Like some of those, like the
I
limestone
bet.
roads get really muddy, and then you
Go
try to stop. And
sideways.
you're, "Wee, skirt."
It just doesn't come off anything. Like I have like my bibs are like permanently like they were like camouflage, and now they're just brown from the amount of mud that's
Well,
like
that's in. That's the trend now. Solid colors.
yeah.
Just got to roll around the mud with all your camo. You'll be
Yeah.
fine. Then it's better camo. Or more Instagram approved camo.
I just swear whatever's comfortable, man.
I don't know, man. These
I'm all
birds
about-
are getting smarter out here, though.
If you're in a layout,
Going
but
to school or
if you're in a good blind, you really don't even need camo.
I was going to say, I hunted all of Canada in literally blue jeans and buffalo check red flannel.
Yep.
I
If
know,
you're in a,
we
if
heard
you're
all about it.
if you're brushed
I
up
loved
right,
it. It was amazing.
you're good to go.
It felt so good to just like, what are you hunting in today? What I'm wearing. Not like, oh, well, I got to color match my Optifade to make sure. Like, no. What do you? I got Carhartt pants and this thing that I bought from North 40.
Nice.
I wear the same pair of pants. Pretty much wore the same pair of pants every single day, and then whatever hoodie I had laying on my floor. That's what I would wear.
Perfect.
That's all you got to wear.
Do you got whites boots out in the field then?
I did. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I was excited on
Oh,
that
I
one.
wish we could
Risky.
bring your. We should do a whole podcast on your boots.
No, we're not going to talk about Jurgis's boot addiction.
Only if we
We
get
should
a
bring
boot
your new ones in.
sponsorship.
If White
Okay.
sponsors us, we'll do it.
Or
Deal.
Nick's.
or Nick's or JK or
Yeah, we'll
whoever,
take any of
whoever
them.
else I've purchased boots from at this
Yeah.
point. I'm excited to finally wear the JKs. That'll be fun.
Are those the black ones you got, or those
Yeah,
white?
those are the black ones that are still in the locker. Still in the box.
And they're like 85 inches tall.
10.
Okay.
Come on, man. Extra support. Jeez, I wanted
They're
to be
sweet.
a firefighter without being a firefighter. So I was like, yeah, 10-inch boots.
They're
That makes
just
sense.
really big looking.
I stand on concrete in a half-ass air-conditioned facility all day. I need badass boots.
Where are
So
you
you telling me
standing at?
dreams die here?
What facility are you in?
Yeah, not this one.
Okay.
All right.
Good shit.
So-
So everybody have an amazing 4th of July. Be safe. Don't blow your hands off or
Yeah.
set boats on fire or get locked in a Nicaraguan jail.
But if you do,
Yes.
send us pictures, videos, everything else.
We'd love to see it.
Yeah, tag us.
Yeah,
Yeah, tag us.
it'd be the next AF
You know, and
America's Funniest Home
actually,
Videos.
I think what we're going to have is if you have any of these god-awful pants
Send a pic.
to Zach or Wilson
Yes.
personally.
Yep.
We love America's shorts.
Yep. Send them.
Do it.
The shorts I'm
DM 'em.
wearing
Send him pics.
were worn in Afghanistan
Tag 'em.
by my brother.
See, now that's cool.
That's patriotic right
Tag,
there.
tag me on your Instagram stories. You wearing patriotic shorts, and I'll repost it on my page.
Now we're talking.
Yep.
And I'll repost Zach's repost.
All right.
And we'll just laugh. Be perfect.
All right. Well, it's time to go eat some hot dogs.
Are you gonna
Choke
play-
down on some wieners.
Patriotic song
Thanks for
to
tuning
send
in,
us
gang.
out.
Nope.
Yeah, dude. Oh, you got to do
Come
it.
on.
I don't have it on my phone anymore.
Oh, what? Do it.
Hey, can you play the song to get us an outro here after that?
This is the outro. Just wait for it. We'd have a moment of silence. Okay.
With the current state of this country, this weekend can only make it better.
Laid off, so I celebrated with some alcohol.
This wasn't what I was thinking, but
Me neither, but that's okay.
I'll roll with it.
I'm good with it.
Everyone's
Peace out.
celebrating alcohol. Have a good weekend.
Security guard said you can't do that here. So I kicked him in the nut.